Hey Libra, I hope you guys are doing amazing. We have this energy out here for you today. So what I have is the Knight of Wands, I have Judgment, I have the Devil in the reverse, I have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, I have the Knight of Wands in the reverse, I have the Three of Cups, the Justice, which is Libra's energy, the Moon, and the Empress, which is also Libra's energy. Okay, so you are out here twice, but I'm going to tell you the rest of the signs. We have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Gemini, and Pisces, okay, as well as you, Libra. So 6 specific signs are out here with all of these cards. So out of 9 cards, there are 6 signs, okay? So maybe something to do with 6 or 9s. In that sense, you could be seeing sequences of 6 or 7 or 9s, and maybe something to do with 7s too, because it just came out. Maybe some of you are life path number 7 with that. But with you seeing sequences of 6s or 9s, it's like if you were going out and about, you see 6 cars, say you stop at one red light, you see a white car, you stop at another white red light, and you see 2 white cars, you stop at another red light, you see one more car, it's a white car, and then it keeps continuously happening until you get to the final light where you see the 6th white car, and then after that it's like no, after a couple more red lights you don't see anything. It could be happening in sequences. You see 9 birds. You know what I mean? That's the thing that I'm feeling for you guys right now with the sequences of 6s and 9s. That could be a certain symbolic thing for you guys. You could be noticing certain things or patterns in that sense is what I mean. Okay, so with the Judgment being out here and the Knight of Wands right next to it and the Devil being the reverse, I feel like there's a sense of freedom. What the Knight of Wands is more of an energy of confidence, self-esteem, and getting things started. But getting things started, yeah, like what they're passionate about, they get it started. They do. I do feel like because there's something about the sun. So when you go outside, you feel a lot more lively. You feel a lot more alive now. I feel like, we had a long winter, it seemed, and the sun's finally starting to shine through and stuff. And with the sun shining through, it does give us a sense of like our shell, the depression shell, kind of starts to crack like an egg shell, and it starts to, we get to boost out. We have like the yolk exposed instead. So we're now soft and vulnerable, but we're picking up more energy in a sense of what we would like to do to be, what are we fertile with, right? Eggs, I'm thinking eggs, so fertile energy. So fruition, what you would like to bring to fruition, what kind of seed you would like to plant specifically, because this is the time of growth. This is the time of expansion. This is the time of release too. So there's a lot of things that you are definitely releasing, things that had caused you pain, and the things that had caused you pain, the things that I'm talking about with this release, come with who had abused you, who had used you, who had disrespected you, who did not appreciate you enough, who did not this and who did not. There's a forgiveness in this, and you're releasing it, and you are finding the ways to love yourself more in the ways that these others didn't do. So you're finding a way to say thank you for not loving me the way I wanted you to, because now you've taught me how to love myself the way I always needed to. And I feel like this is something that's very significant for a lot of you, because you finally threw in the towel and you surrendered with the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And like you were holding on to something for quite a while, like it was an ongoing battle, you were dealing with it every day, and you finally were able to, like, I love myself enough to release it. I love myself to recognize that I deserve love, and I know I am worthy of, and to be the highest version of self. You must indeed treat others how you would love for yourself to be treated. So you got to treat yourself as well as others how you would wish for yourself to be treated. So treating yourself well and happy, like if you treat yourself great, you treat yourself with respect, you treat yourself with appreciation, you treat yourself with recognition, you won't be externally looking for validation. So you'll be always fulfilled all on your own, because you are born with everything you need within you already, and that is exactly what this whole journey is about, is to look within. And I've been seeing it happen more with the collective energy, that we've really been turning inward, and we're not looking. And there was a lot of isolation, a huge period of isolation. Lots of people not wanting to interact with anybody, not really wanting to go to social gatherings, not really wanting to go out and do much, and they're just trying to get their energy right, which is the perfect thing to do. It's the most selfless thing to do when you want to get your energy right, because you do not want to go out poisoning the rest of the energies all with their craziness, not wanting to heal, and just keep spreading their hurt and their feelings, or this or their feelings or that. So anything that they're doing with those feelings, you know it's almost like I explain this, but it's like if you invent something, or if you put energy into something, and you are maybe a person who does shirts, and you put specific labels on shirts. If you have a negative energy towards what you're doing, in a sense of anything in your daily life that you are negatively affected by, and you do this shirt for somebody, that energy is going to that person, and that person is going to suffer what you had also had suffered, and what you were not dealing with, and so you had spread that like a germ. And that is exactly why it's super important. So it's like when you're sick, and you know you're sick, you're not supposed to be spreading that sickness. Okay, that's the exact same situation here. You're supposed to take care of yourself, and it's the most selfless thing to do. It's being selfish if you don't take care of yourself, and you keep going out and pouring into work, keep pouring into other people, keep pouring, because what you're pouring is not clear, it's not pure. And this is exactly what this is all about. You're really tapping into your intuition. Your justice is coming through. You're getting back. You're getting ready to return back to society, because of the Three of Cups. There's some social gatherings, social things, social life situation coming to be a little bit more poppin'. And I mean, not like poppin' like party, party, party. No, poppin' like people that are going to start coming in, that are going to match the energy you're at right now, or they're going to be on a level of really trying to amplify, and they may need your mentoring. That's the feeling with that, okay? So yeah, there's just, the feminine energy here has finally allowed herself to utilize forgiveness for one's benefit, and not even just other people's benefit, for one's benefit, to find self-love and to try to do better every time, right? So we don't fall into a situation like the one that hurt us before. And when we utilize self-love, we know that loving ourselves is like loving our best friend, or loving our mother, or loving our father, or loving our siblings, or loving our children. And what we would want for them is to not put themselves in a situation that would harm them. So what would we do for ourselves? Not put ourselves in a situation that would harm us. So that's exactly what this energy is all about. And the moon that I'm seeing here is about you guys having a lot of intuitive abilities that are increasing by the rapidly, just rapidly. Okay, very, very much so rapidly happening right now in this moment. You could be feeling the frequencies and the shifts and the changes all in all. You could be looking outside, and like you're seeing more vital colors. You're seeing more exuberance in something, or there's just certain things that you're looking at in a different type of perspective. Like it's almost like you had a new pair of eyes just put into you, and you're looking at things totally differently. And it's the new version of you's eyes that you're now looking through those lenses, in that sense. And it's a lot clearer, right? A lot more bright, a lot more love, a lot more that, yeah, there's just a lot more wonderful things. And the Empress is all that nurturing, loving energy that really had to come from this masculine sense of confidence to get to this point, to had to build something, make a judgment call, had to reflect, had to go through like self-evaluations and free oneself from addictions, obsessions, and attachments. And not just attachments through financial attachments, but like energetic attachments too. Things that were keeping one held back from being able to prosper, have success, and be able to evolve, because without change you cannot evolve. And this was exactly the situation that I see happening for you. And this is crazy, because I've been taking my sweet time to do the same thing that is actually happening for you guys right now. Sorry, the door blew open with my wind. My door blew open with the wind. Anyway, so yeah, I've been going through a lot of the same similar things. That's why I've been quite MIA. I don't want to bring any toxic energy to anybody, and I know that this is huge. This is a huge part of the process with ascending and leveling up, because you realize like where all the poisonous and energy of never getting better or healing comes from, is people never really taking the time to take it upon themselves to know that self-care is one of the most important necessities in life. And when you don't do that, you keep yourself in a very toxic, low vibrational state, and it brings others down with you. Even if you're trying not to have that happen, you just never went within to heal anything, and you're still coming from a place of there's suppression, there's regret, there's remorse, there's sorrow, there's this or there's that, and it's still in the feelings of you. And so the energy you're radiating is coming off of you. And it's kind of like if you think of like radiation, we don't need the toxic radiation, right? We need something more positive and uplifting. And so when we heal ourselves, we clear ourselves, we purify ourselves, we bring pure energy to those around us, right? It's like you are what you think. Your senses, when you think something, that's truly what you believe. When you're thinking, you become what you think. You really do. So thought and mind are very important, and you also kind of become what you feel. So when you're thinking and you're feeling and you're becoming both of these two things, it would be the best to do. What would be the best thing to do? Balance those two things, right? Because emotions can get our mind all out of whack, and our mentality can get our heart all out of whack, right? If they don't have a balance or a medium that they can meet, and they can like basically compromise with one another on how mind and how mentality and logic work versus how emotions and how love run deep, okay? And I feel like, yeah, there's just a lot of things here that you guys have definitely improved and leveled up to a brand new version. And I'm very happy for you guys because you deserve this. And you've worked very hard to get to where you are. And yeah, the spiritual energies are enamored by you. Also, you could be a music lover for most of you, okay? And the music you could be listening to is probably more high vibrational anyways. I've been listening to bells. Yeah, bells, getting rid of negative and cleansing negative energies, demons. Real bells, things that they took away. Okay. Feeling freer and financially stable and blessed. See, you're starting to feel a lot more free from the convictions of the world, let me say, because we don't want to follow the corrupted paths. We really don't. We don't want to fall victim to those physical trauma healing and speaking truth and facts. Oh, yeah. Okay. See? Let's see. Well, let's get one message. We do have black magic. Someone has been dealing with playing with evil and unknown forces that are very dark. You got to send the waves back and protect yourself. So there was something trying to attack you during your process of evaluation with self. Something obviously didn't want you to overcome this situation. But I do feel like because it came out, because we already had confirmed where you are, you actually overcame some kind of black magic going against you. Sadness has taken over someone, and that's the feeling you were in that sense of sadness. And I feel like you realized you needed to not place that into the world without fixing and healing it and giving it recognition and giving it a sense of love and not turning it away. There's a sense, I feel like, parents, you think about parents, and when parents snap at their child for saying a certain thing, wanting to do a certain thing, they did do a certain thing. You know what? It's really parents are reacting with the response that they got when they also were a child. And in that very similar situation, they react exactly the way that their parents responded to that situation for them. So I feel like that is something that constantly keeps repeating itself until someone sits there and finally wants to heal it and not keep adding it to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. That's exactly what this is about. And I feel like there's finally some people really manifesting that higher level. I was just popping out there, which is very much so what we're talking about. Manifest high level of unity consciousness, which is exactly what we're trying to do. Demonstrating acts of love, kindness, and humility in the state of waking consciousness, deep sleep, and dreaming. And every human being with a functional nervous system is able to do this. And that's one of the things that they try to poison us, so that we don't have the greatest functional nervous system. Because the biggest nerve ending in us is our pineal gland, and the one thing they always try to keep crystallized is the ability for us to be able to access our pineal gland, which is the highest nerve system, which is the thing that feels all things, instead of just like touching, hearing, smelling, or tasting, right? Or just touching, touching, seeing, hearing, smelling, and tasting. The sixth sense is feeling. Okay. Anyways, I hope this helped in any way it could. You guys are obviously doing an amazing job. Keep it up and have a beautiful rest of your day, Libra.